Hey man, what you doing over there?
Oh, just doing something on my sign.
Oh, you don't want to fire Matt Canada anymore?
Oh no, we definitely want to do that. It's just an improvement.
Whew. Oh my God, we did it!
My dick is big, my dick is wide, my dick is huge.
That's right. Super Bowl, here we come.
So you're saying there's a chance?
We're ready to tear this baby up.
Why? Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to this week's recap of the Trajan Sportcast. I am your host, professional wrestler, and nearly scarf forgetting to wear Kansas City Chiefs fanatic. There we go, much better. I don't feel naked anymore. Christian Temple, joined alongside, as always, by my good friend, the terrible towel twirling Trajan. And as you can see by the new addition to the sign back there, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in Yinzer Nation, but boy, you gotta feel good after a hard-fought division win over your hated rival, the Baltimore Ravens, right?
I feel like I won, but I lost something.
Ballin', but at what cost?
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Well, as some of you might have just now noticed, Trajan does sound he sounds a little different right now, as we were having some technical difficulties when before we went live here too. So he is recording via his cell phone right now. So hopefully that's not a permanent deal. We hopefully get everything fixed by next week's episode. So we apologize for that, but we'll make it right next week for you. We promise you that. All right. So as we mentioned, there was a hard-fought victory for the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Baltimore Ravens, but we're not going to talk about that just yet, because oh boy, do we have some fun things to talk about in that game. We will start with the later game instead of the earlier game here too. Let's hear it, Kingdom. How about those Chiefs? Wow! Oh, just diving right into that, huh? We're not gonna wait till the fourth quarter when the controversy happened. We're just diving right into the ref conversation right there.
To be fair, it's been happening all season.
Oh,
so
good
we could
God.
dive into it right.
Oh, look at that! That's a loser mentality there. Come on now, they had plenty of opportunities that were also given by the refs, by the way. But we will get to that here in just a second. Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs are victorious in Minnesota for the first time since 1996. I didn't even know that, honestly. The first victory at US Bank Stadium, beautiful stadium. I wish I could have went this year, but unfortunately the circumstances for me going outweighed the potential of me actually being at the stadium. But Chiefs Kingdom was well representative. I saw a lot of red out in the stands, so shout out to Chiefs Kingdom for representing there at the stadium. Yeah, it was a game. It was a game. Kansas City loses the coin, or excuse me, they win the coin toss and choose to defer to the second half. And the very first play from scrimmage, a short pass to Josh Oliver, tight end for the Vikings. Stiff arms Leo Chanel, gets a nice game of 15 yards until Justin Reed comes soaring in, knocks the ball loose, fumble recovery by Brian Cook. Great start to the game for the defense here, which, kudos to the defense, but that seems to be a recurring theme with the Vikings offense now too. They've had I think that was number 6, I believe,
Yeah,
for first quarter fumbles that turnovers they've suffered this season so far. Does that sound
I
right?
think they got more turnovers this year already than they did last year.
Well, crazy, right? Oh, jeez. Those are killers every time. Early in the game, swing the momentum to the Chiefs side. Chiefs drive down the field, quick score, touchdown, Isaiah Pacheco. Great start to the game. Go back down the field. So we mentioned the refs, right? there was at least 4 penalties that kept that drive alive for Minnesota to help keep them into the game there. And even to help take the lead, which also happened, funny enough, against the Jets. I mean, I'm starting to see a pattern here too that a lot of people are really just sweeping under the rug there too. So, but you know what? I believe at Kansas City they always have doubters. They always have obstacles, roadblocks, stuff in their way, and they power on through because that's what winners do. That's what winners do. But yes, Vikings take the lead. Harrison Butker ties it up before halftime. Then before that, it was before halftime actually. The scariest moment of the game happened. Short dump pass to Travis Kelce, stops on his right ankle and just goes to the ground immediately. And I'm sure I wasn't the only one. My heart sunk. Just sunk absolutely to the bottom of my stomach. I was sick to my stomach. It was, oh God, I was so happy he at least got back to his feet and kind of hobbled off to the field. I'm like, okay, he didn't get carted off. That's a good start. But boy, if you would have listened to Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, you might sound like his leg just snapped in two. Just the way they described what happened there too. Which, to be fair, what's usually the worst kind of injury? The non-contact ones, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, all day long. So Kelce gets off the field mostly under his own power. Chiefs drive down the field just enough of superhuman catch on third down by Justin Watson. He had more than one of those, actually. Holy smokes. Mahomes, 2 guys in his face, chucks up for grabs. I think we're changing it from F it Tyreek down there somewhere to F it Justin Watson down there somewhere, because there were 2 clutch catches that he made. Very impressively done. He had a toe drag later on that's another one that I keep seeing. It's like, I can't believe the refs called that a catch. It's like his toes were down. I mean, look at the beads that came up behind his toes there. They were more down than Santonio Holmes. Whoa. Now. I'm kidding. But yes, 2 clutch catches by Justin Watson, which gets Harrison Butker into field goal range and ties up the game 13-13 apiece. So we've got a fresh new game here too. Your thoughts going into half?
So on this one, I was just kind of in and out of it. I watched the second half again on this one. So
okay, gotcha.
Didn't get to watch the first half. I just kind of checked on the scores. I was too pumped from a victory.
Well, I was gonna say after the Steelers game, I'm sure you probably needed a nap with the emotional roller coaster that happened in that one.
Down.
Oh, ups and downs, absolutely.
Down.
Whew, boy, and it all went down at Acrisure. But yes, Chiefs get the ball back. Second half, drive down the field, touchdown. That was Rashee Rice. Kelce kind of teasing he wants to get back on the field, and eventually he does. Quick 3 and out by the Chiefs defense. Travis Kelce with a clutch third down catch in the red zone, and Travis Kelce doing Travis Kelce things, wide open at the goal line. No, for some reason, people seem to forget, even on one leg, to guard Travis Kelce. Go up by 14 going into the fourth quarter. And then that's when the fun starts happening. So, Minnesota has a chance to go down the field and tie the game. They go down the field once and they get a touchdown. Jordan Addison, great drive by them. They have another chance to go down the field, and on a fourth down, let's see, it was Jordan Addison again, and L'Jarius Sneed. 4th and 12. Pressure in Cousins' face. He lobs it up into the end zone. Hand fighting between both Sneed and Addison, and the flag comes down. And what was the one thing that we talked about last week? When it comes to calls deciding the end of the game, let them play, right? That's what we agreed upon. The refs talked it over. A couple things. For one thing, both were grabbing onto the jersey. Second thing, the ball was 10 yards to the left of where they were. At first glance, you might have thought the ball was tipped. It was not. It was just pressure in Kirk Cousins' face, so he just lobbed it in Addison's general direction. And honestly, there is an angle where if you're looking at it, I don't know if Addison knew where the ball was. It seemed like where his helmet was facing and where the ball was coming to was two different areas, but I believe the right call was made. They let them play. Both guys were grabbing the jersey. That's undisputable. You saw that. Both had a hold of each other's jersey. The ball was uncatchable, and that was a good no call. However, I will go ahead and hit this up right now because I know this is the point you're going to make. I do believe that there should have been I don't know if is it unsportsmanlike? It is unsportsmanlike if the helmet comes off, right? No matter what. Okay, it's unsportsmanlike conduct. It should have been unsportsmanlike conduct for L'Jarius Sneed, even though he didn't rip his helmet off. He wasn't screaming or cussing out the referee. He took it off so he could talk to the referee face to face and see what was going on. There was no maliciousness in how he took the helmet off. But if the rule is you take the helmet off, you get penalized, then so be it. That I would totally stand behind that the entire time. But it doesn't matter because it was still turnover on downs. It was still first down Kansas City. So, making my opinion clear on that, I will now let Trajan step in and give his 2 cents.
First off, tell me with a straight face, look into the camera, if the roles were reversed, would they put away that flag?
I don't know. I really don't know. If you want my true honest opinion, I don't know.
But
because here's the deal, like it's been probably brought up in official meetings here too. Because let's be honest, they listen. When enough voices are complaining about something, they listen. Because look back to week 1, where everybody and their mother was complaining about Juwan Taylor getting an early start on every single play. What do? They locked in on Taylor. Every little thing that he did, all eyes were on him. So, with that being said, with everything that was talked about after the Jets game, that you shouldn't throw that flag on a holding call like that. You should let them play. If the roles were reversed, just going off the history of this season, not even the past years, this season of what has happened, I'm not 100% sure. So
I will say this, that it just farther scrutinizes the reffing when it comes to the Chiefs.
It really does. It really does.
Because you call it on the Jets play. This one, Snead makes contacts and tugs first. So that's not me saying, that's CBS saying it.
Yep.
And they don't call it. You got them discussing it. You got Mahomes over.
Probably where he was sitting though, it probably looked like it was tipped to him. I'm sure, but go ahead.
I have a pretty big screen up there. Anyways, I'm just saying it makes it awfully suspicious. Will I say they still need to let him play at the end? Of course. I don't think that a ref call should make the decision at the end of the game. Should have been the helmet call. I mean, I get it. The ref said go put it back on, but in that instance, it's a flag.
If that is truly that cut and dry of a rule, that if just the helmet comes off, then the flag comes out. But if we'll talk about that. But if it's the referee's discretion of how the player took his helmet off, whether it was throwing it off or doing it so he could get in the face of the referee and scream at him, cuss him out, and all that too, is there some context to that, or is it cut and dry? Do we really know what the full context of the rule is to justify if there should have been a flag thrown to it. Like I said, if that rule is truly helmet comes off, flag comes out, then totally bombed on the ref's part at that point. That's where I stand on that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think in that instance, it should have been called on that. Will I say they should have called the pass interference? I mean, it was pass interference, but I don't agree with doing those calls.
We have seen a lot more egregious pass interference calls not get called than that for sure. So
yeah, so I don't know. I'm just saying that it just looks awful suspicious. If there's another call at the end of the game in Chiefs' favor, you might just start wearing a black and white striped shirt on this show.
It's been a long time coming. It's about time they pay their debt. No, I'm kidding. No, but no, it was hats off to the Minnesota Vikings. We've said this before. Like it's been a total complete opposite of what happened last year. Last year they've always been on the correct side of close games, one-score games, but this year it's just gone the complete opposite direction for them too. Do I think they're as bad as, say, the Chicago Bears? Absolutely not. Are they as bad as the Denver Broncos? Absolutely not. Are they as bad as the Las Vegas Raiders? I would definitely not put them in that category because, my God, the Raiders somehow escaped from Josh McDaniels' ineptitude yet again. The Vikings' record really doesn't show what kind of team they are. But unfortunately, that's the problem now becomes with Justin Jefferson going on IR, what kind of team are they without him? So that'll be something interesting to watch these next few weeks.
Yeah, I know you guys screwed me over with that one. My fantasy team has really taken a hit.
Boy, I can't wait. Boy, I can't wait to talk about how my fantasy team won this week. Ooh, boy. Spoiler alert. Thank you, Raiders.
Never thought you'd say that.
Never thought I'd say that about anything, but thank you, Raiders, I guess. Alrighty. Well, we've done enough teasing. We've done enough talking. It's time for the main attraction here, because boy, oh boy, do we have some fun things to talk about for this game. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking down their division rival, the Baltimore Ravens, of a final score of 17-10. And oh, am I looking forward to the story of the afternoon roller coaster ride that you went through watching this game. And I got to watch it too. It was actually the televised game for noon, so it was actually kind of fun watching it, not really alongside you, but at the same time as you.
Yeah, so it was Ravens Steelers week is always a big week. I'm usually excited about this. So alluded to last week, I was not excited about this one because I didn't think our offense would do anything, which I was correct. But
for the most part,
start out with these games are always close.
Mm-hmm.
They're always close. It's usually a low-scoring affair. There's only been a few that I remember that were above 30 points. It's usually close. But so we start out, we kick it off to them. They punt. Okay, we go out. We do 6 plays for a total of 16 yards and punt. But, hey, we got a first down. So, who am I to complain? But then the Ravens just go ahead and drive down our throat in 7 plays, 59 yards, and score a touchdown. Okay, they're going to get their due. We go out, 3 and out, punt. I'm like, oh, my God. Then they go down again. We hold them to a field goal, so it's 10-0. Okay. We punt it. After we came out, and it looked impressive. We started like a hurry up, which I've been saying we should be doing more, but we get a nice pass to Pickens. We Robinson gets a nice pass. Warren gets a decent run. And then it just peters out. And we punt it. 43 yards, 10 plays, and we punt it. Well, the Ravens get the ball, and we force a fumble. And I loved what Pittsburgh Dad said. I can't even get excited about this fumble because that just means I'm going to see my offense, the Steelers' offense. We do score some points. We get a field goal, but it was embarrassing. 7 plays, 26 yards, and we have to settle for a field goal after a fumble. Those have to be touchdowns off of a turnover. Then the Ravens, this was hilarious, though. They were going down the field, 52 yards, 11 plays. They decided to go for a 4th and short. To go for it instead of just giving it to Tucker, which would have made them up 13-3 at that point. They supposedly, the center said he messed up, that they were going to try to draw him off sides, but he snapped the ball. He thought that Steelers came off sides, and he snapped the ball. He thought it was going to be a free play. That was not the case.
Nope.
And he chucks it deep right to Flowers, but it was really just throwing it away because we were going to sack him.
Mm-hmm.
Which in that situation, it's 4th and 2. Why are you throwing the ball away? Who cares if you can't make anything happen? We go out, 13 seconds on there. Why not chuck it, see what happens? But, we just kneel it. So that's the end of the second quarter. We go into the half. Everyone's talking about how Steelers need to make adjustments. It's pitiful.
So
we
I was gonna say, so I didn't realize that the Boo Birds don't fly south for the winter. They stay at Acrisure. Because boy, there was more than one occasion just in the first half where they let the Steelers hear it, and it was, oh man, I'm pretty sure the announcers ignored it the first time. They couldn't ignore it the second time because the second time was even louder.
There was chants of fire Matt Canada. There was boos. I believe there was a "you fucking suck" directed at Kenny Pickett after one. Steelers fans are getting restless because we have not seen any offense the past 3 years. 4 years, really. Our defense has been carrying us to a winning record, and we haven't seen a performance yet. All of our wins, they've been close games, low-scoring games, and fans are fed up. I'm fed up. I spend a lot of money. I spend a lot of time supporting this team. They can at least reward me with a 400-yard game. One.
Just one. Just one, please.
30 points. Is it too much to ask to see 30 points on the board? Anyways, so we go ahead and reward our fans with a quick 3-and-out to start it. We get the ball first, 3-and-out. But our defense, as always, bails us out and makes them punt. So what do? We do 8 plays and punt the ball. Our defense, at least we gave them 8 plays this time.
We haven't even.
Defense drags their butts out onto the field and stops them yet again.
We haven't even reached the climax yet, folks, and I'm enjoying this already.
I mean, my notes for this game is first quarter bad, second quarter bad, third quarter bad-ish. But we're getting close to this fourth quarter. So we punt. But this punt set up points. So it was a good move by Matt Canada, I guess.
He knew what he was doing.
We get them pinned deep in their own territory. We block a punt. We couldn't get the ball inbounds, but we do get a safety. So we are now 10-5. Take it. So we get the ball back with the safety. That's the only good thing besides the points for the safety and the coolest sign of all.
Right.
But, at that point, you feel the momentum swinging. You're like, oh, we could do something. We settle for a freaking field goal. We drive down there, 9 plays, 49 yards, and we let them off the hook.
You say, here's the deal. You say we let him off the hook and settle for a field goal. The way the offense was, it could have ended a lot worse. And you know that.
It could have. It could have just been another punt.
Uh-huh.
Right. Oh, my gosh.
Whew.
So then the Ravens punt. All right. We're getting the ball back. I mean, another field goal. We get points. We're ahead. Gunner, Olszewski, whatever his freaking name is. He doesn't even deserve a name. Deserves nothing. Especially a roster spot on the Steelers. Fumbles the freaking punt return. And I was livid. I instantly called my brother. Said, this dumb motherfucker needs to be fired. Tons of rants, tons of cuss words. I'm thinking we lost this freaking game because they're right at the red zone. I mean, how do they mess this up? We can't score points, so it's not like we're going to make a miraculous win.
All right.
I'm thinking we're done.
All right. I'll step into this too for 2 reasons. One, because as I was watching this game, I'm sitting in my chair and my wife is sitting on the couch. She's on her phone. She's not paying attention. She's waiting for the Chiefs game. She don't care what happens in this game. But she can attest to this too. When Gunner caught the ball and started making a return, and Hayward, his own teammate, ran into him and the ball popped out, this was legitimately my reaction. Oh no! Legitimately. I could not believe that had just happened. His own guy knocks the ball out of his hands, and I think it was Justice Hill for the Ravens, I believe. So he was like the third string running back. It pops in his hands, and he nearly takes it to the house. Hats off to you probably know who it was. Hats off to the Steelers player that saved the touchdown there.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But
my eyes were glazed over with rage.
So hats off to the Steelers player who made the touchdown saving tackle, because we'll get to the true reason why in just a moment. But the first thing I typed in our Discord chat was, oh, his own guy. And the first thing that Trajan replies, go ahead.
I don't even know exactly what I said.
Oh, come on, it was your own.
I was in a rage, Josh. I didn't even know what I was saying.
You know what?
I think the ball hit the ground before I called my brother and was cussing at this guy.
All right, on the Discord chat, I say, it was a while back. We talked a lot right in between there. Okay, where is it? Oh, jeez. Okay.
I would pull it
okay,
up.
all right. So I pulled it up, and I'll screenshot it so it'll be on the screen. I say, ellipsis, ran into his own guy. ... And Trajan, not even 30 seconds later, replies, Gunner is a fucking piece of shit. To which I responded, it wasn't even his fault. Why did his teammate run into him? And then your other brother, not the one you talked to, but your other brother, the one that's the Browns. Oh, excuse me. I mean the Chargers fan. He's still a Browns fan. Come on. Just like Matt Canada drew it up.
Oh, geez.
Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, right? Oh, man. So, yep, I thought the same thing as you at that moment. Oh, my God. Gunner just cost the Steelers another game. it's over. The Ravens are going to score another touchdown, and they're going to ice it right there. Or so we thought. Or so we thought.
So at this point, there's I think it was like 5:30 left. 5:33. And, Gus Edwards runs it. He gets a decent gain. 3 yards. But then we get a short pass for -1 yard. So there's a timeout by Baltimore. 3rd at the Pittsburgh's 5. Lamar Jackson dials it up to the corner for Odell Beckham. And who's there? Joey fucking Porter Jr. with an interception, touchback, tells him to go home, be a family man.
If Odell's going to be a family man, then Joey Porter Jr. is a freaking home wrecker, I'll tell you.
So I'm like, oh my gosh. This is truly a Steelers-Ravens game. We go, and I was like, okay, we need a field goal. Field goal's all we need. Surely we have some play for that. Najee Harris immediately comes out with a 1-yard run. I'm like, he is on my bench now in fantasy.
Throw the hands up in the air. It's like, here we go again. Seriously.
2nd and 9. Incomplete pass to Connor Hayward. I'm like, we are really going to blow this game. We are going to blow this. All right. And then we get a 10-yard gain from Al Robinson. So, okay. All right. We get another incomplete pass to Allen Robinson after that. Warren does a big man run, 6 yards with a short pass. Mm-hmm. So now we are 3rd and 4. And deep pass to George Pickens, 21 yards. 2-minute warning. Okay, we're driving. We're getting close to maybe we're at a field goal attempt. We come out. Warren gets stopped for 1 yards. Okay. 2nd and 9. Deep pass to George Pickens. 41-yard touchdown. He just caught the ball, and I was already calling my brother. I was too excited. And I actually missed the 2-point conversion. I was running around the house, yelling, so freaking excited. My neighbors are questioning me at this point. But by the way, I was home alone, so
okay.
Heard all of that.
Good. Okay.
But we did a 2-point conversion. I don't know why we did it. We would have just been up 6 then. I don't know. Anyways, so there's still game left. The Ravens come out, so it's 14-10. We do some pressure on there. They get a penalty. I can't remember what the penalty was. It was a sack.
It was a sack, yeah.
Yeah, and TJ Watt, fumble recovery. Mm-hmm. All right. I wish he would have ran it in. Because it would have made it impossible for them to come back. But we do a quick 4 plays, field goal. There's still somehow time on the clock. So I'm getting texts at this moment. Good game. That was an awesome game. I'm like, it's not over yet.
I called you.
I don't want you guys jinxing.
I called you on the phone after that too.
That's right.
Because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it either, the way that game ended. And I didn't even realize there was still time left. I figured, because I'm at this point, I'm just in the mode. All right, Steelers win. All right, I gotta get hyped up and in the mode for the Chiefs game. And by that I mean have like 3 beers, just pound 3 beers, and then I'm ready to go. But yeah, I call you on the phone. And then I look over and like, oh, there's still time. And you tell me, it's like, I got to get off the phone. There's still time.
Yeah. So there's 43 seconds, which, I mean, is plenty for Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He is still very versatile. He has an arm. He can run. I mean, I'm just seeing us going into prevent defense and him just running like 50 yards on us. This is what's going through my mind. Like, this is how we blow this game. I had no faith in us.
All the worst case scenarios, right? All of them just piling on into your skull.
So, incomplete pass, first down. Not too big of a deal there. Then we go and they get an 18-yard scramble, but offensive holding.
That was the holding, okay.
Back 10 yards.
I couldn't remember if that was on the previous drive or this drive, but you said sack.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's right, it was on this drive.
So many things happened.
Yeah. Oh, a lot happened, absolutely.
2nd and 20. They throw to Andrews. He gets 13 yards. I'm like, okay, they might get it. So now 3rd and 7. Incomplete pass. Big hit. Stop him there. 4th and 7. And TJ freaking Watt goes in and sacks him.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets an unsportsmanlike penalty for taking his helmet off. There's something that happens. So
Which was the right call. Which was the right call.
Right call. For those bad man Steelers players. They don't get a pass. Anyways.
Yeah.
We do kneel it. Game over. And so, I didn't expect it to be a high point fair. I never really expect these games to be that high. But our offense does not need to look that dreadful. I mean, it's the only bright spot of this game. First off, Kenny Pickett was clean. He had 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 224 yards, 18 attempts out of 32. 18 completed out of 32 passes. Run game, it was trash. I don't even know why we kept on going to the run game. The only Jaylen Warren should be the starter, and I hate saying that.
Wow. Oh, man. Okay.
Jaylen should be he hits the holes. Our offensive line is not good enough for him to dance and pick a hole. You need to hit it.
This is not
Jaylen is too decisive.
This is not a offensive line for a Le'Veon Bell type rusher.
They're already in the backfield at that point. You just got to hit the hole. So, as much as it pains me, Jaylen Warren should be the starter. And Jaylen Warren had an amazing run, just fighting for it, jumping over guys. He wants it, so let's give it to him. George Pickens.
What do you got to lose?
George Pickens had a great game. 6 out of 10 he caught, but 130 yards, 1 touchdown, and of course that 41-yarder. Outside of that, Jaylen Warren caught 3 receptions out of 3 for 39 yards, so he was efficient. Allen Robinson, like I said, he did make a key play there to keep the drive going.
Mm-hmm.
And Connor Hayward, outside of that, Najee was targeted once, got 3 yards. Miles Boykin targeted once, no reception. Calvin Austin targeted once. And Darnell Washington targeted twice, no reception. So, thank goodness we're on a bye week, and that gives time for Deontay Johnson to get healthy.
That's right.
He says he's going to be back for it.
Good.
We do need him because that will take a lot of pressure off of Pickens and maybe open that up a little bit more.
Especially with no Freiermuth either.
Yeah. And as far as shameful players, we got Gunnar Olszewski. But, yeah, I mean, great. It's just great that Steelers are number 1 in our division. Going into a bye week. So much crap has been talked about us, yet we're still kings in the North. Thank you. But, Yeah, no, it's just it's a nice feeling, but it feels false.
It doesn't feel as wholesome and fulfilling and heartwarming as it should be.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how I felt a couple years back watching the Chiefs beat the Giants. It's like, all right, cool, we won, but you didn't have to like make it so difficult for me to watch.
Oh, it's painful.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Give your final thoughts.
My final thought is fire Matt fucking Canada. That's what.
All right. Well, speaking of pain, there was a lot of pain in the week for other teams. I don't know how we come back. I don't know how we top that. That was like that we've peaked on this episode already. I mean, everything else feels like a moot point at this point. So, but we'll go through some stuff quickly because I do want to talk about the Monday night game a little bit too. So just power through most of these two. Bears get their first win of the season over the Washington Commanders, a score of 40-20. You know, nice little tribute to Dick Butkus who passed away. Probably one of the bigger surprises, though, besides even that, was Jacksonville taking out the Buffalo Bills over in England. So congrats to the Jags. Hats off to them. Bills, obviously, starting to feel the woes of the injury bug. Tre'Davious White last week, and now Matt Milano officially ruled out for the season, too. They will get Von Miller back, so that's some much-needed help, but the secondary right now is kind of worse for wear.
We got a Levi Wallace they can have back.
Oh man. So other scores here. We got Falcons over Texans 21-19. The Lions dominating the Panthers. Panthers now the only winless team left, besides Trajan's fantasy football team, and. Colts taking down the Titans. Congratulations to Jonathan Taylor. He got his big boy contract. So even though Zach Moss had himself a heck of a game.
The biggest one, though, is New Orleans.
New Orleans, yes. New Orleans. That was actually the second to next one I was going to. The Dolphins take care of business against the Giants. No surprise there. But yes, the New Orleans Saints pitching a shutout over the New England freaking Patriots. At New England!
It was at New England.
At New England! What the heck is going on up there?
Yeah, that is... it was... Patriots were at home, so that was in front of a home crowd.
Yep.
The Patriots have been outscored, I think, 71-3 these last two games.
Last 2 weeks. That's right. Yep, that's it. It was 34-3, and then 38 30 was it 30? Oh no, 34-0 was 38-3 last time, and that was against the Cowboys. So yeah, maybe it's eventually it all comes crashing down for New England. So maybe they're in the hunt for the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. Never know.
Never know.
Bengals getting back to their winning ways against the Arizona Cardinals. Philadelphia Eagles taking care of business against the LA Rams. LA keeping it respectable until the second half, but Eagles slowly choking the life out of the Rams. Those long sustained drives, and that's actually what the Eagles are becoming more known for, more so than the tush push. More than the brotherly shove. More than I'm calling it butt stuff, because there's a lot of brotherly love going on there. I'm kidding. It's whatever.
Who doesn't like a little butt stuff?
Especially in the city of brotherly love, right? So going through all those, these last three we can talk about because they're so much fun. The New York Jets going into Mile High Stadium with the worst head coach in the history of head coaches as an offensive coordinator, taking down the Denver Broncos with a final score of 31-21. And I didn't watch any of this game, but I listened to my to one of my favorite streamers, one of my favorite sports announcers. I'll give him that, Brandon Perna. That's good sports. The Broncos fam. I listened to him and Tom Grossi. I guess they were both streaming that game, as a matter of fact. Not Breece Hall, Bryce Hall with the game-sealing touchdown. Russell Wilson, rolling out to his left, under pressure, fumbles the ball. Bryce Hall picks it up, scoop and score. Oh, how sweet it is. How sweet it is. The Jets get their revenge over the shit-talking that Sean Payton said about Nathaniel Hackett this year. Whoo! It's just so tasty, so delicious.
I mean, wow.
What more can you say?
You gave a team bulletin board material when you suck. And you let them come in on your home field and beat you like that. And I would say understandable if Aaron Rodgers is in. It was Zach Wilson who beat your team. And he didn't even play great. Russell Wilson had a better game than Zach Wilson, and you still lost. Because you let 177 yards go from Breece Hall. 107. I don't know how. They've given up so many rushing yards that I don't even know how they're doing it. I think they're just letting them win at this point.
They may be tanking, actively tanking for Caleb Williams too. You never know.
Do they have a first round?
I think they do this year. I think it was last year that they gave up their first round to Seattle.
So I mean, they could tank and get him.
They could.
That might be what they're doing.
Yeah. Never know. It's early in the season. But yes, major shout out to the Jets. You took out your frustration from the previous week out on the Broncos, and I commend you for that. Not a more fitting team than Denver to take your frustrations out on. Speaking of taking frustrations out, oh my God, Dallas, what happened? What happened?
Dak Prescott is now in December form.
Whoa!
That's what happened.
Oh, well, not according to Micah Parsons. He seems pretty convinced that things would be different in January if they play each other.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen them do good in the postseason since before I really liked football.
What's the over
football?
What's the over under on George Kittle being fined for that Dallas for the Fuck Dallas t-shirt?
I say it's way over.
Way over.
I think Jerry made a special phone call to the commissioner to look into this game.
Probably so. Probably so. Wouldn't put it past him. All right, and bringing us all the way to the Monday Night Football game with the Green Bay Packers falling to the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm going to put a little context in front of this game, too. My fantasy team was awful this week. They were not good. They were not great. They were barely okay. So, going in to this particular game, I was actually ahead. I was ahead by a mere 6 points. 6 points. My opponent, at their QB position, had Jordan Love. And Jordan Love, he's been okay. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been terrible. He's been okay. And you can be okay and get more than 6 fantasy points against a defense like the Las Vegas Raiders. Or so you'd think, right? So you'd think. Maybe the fact that the Raiders defender that got 2 of those interceptions was a former Pittsburgh Steeler. Maybe that had something to do with it. Who knows?
Maybe it is.
But Jordan Love proceeds to lay the biggest egg at quarterback of his career. And I'm even talking about against the Lions too, because he didn't look good against the Lions. He somehow topped that performance with how he played against the Las Vegas Raiders. But before we get to the reason I won, let's go to the reason that the Packers should have won. Josh McDaniel has a chance to close the game out with just a minute left, and the fact the Packers only had one timeout. It's 4th and 2. You're at the Packers, what was it, the 35-yard line? Something like that, 40-yard line, somewhere in that year. They have one timeout. Even if you don't convert the 4th down, they still got to go down the field. And you went for the field goal. Which would not put you up by 2 scores, by the way. I know he has trouble determining what's a 1-score game and what's a 2-score game. Do Josh McDaniels and Brandon Staley have a bet to see who gets fired first and is relegated back to an offensive coordinator for some other team? I can't explain it. But
no, the Raiders owner likes him.
He likes something. Field goal's obviously no good. And the Packers are driving. So, at this moment in time, my fantasy football score is 101 to 101. Jordan Love has the 6 points that he needs to tie the game. We are tied. And then he decides to play hero ball. Pressure in his face, chucks it into the end zone, and what happens? It's intercepted by the Raiders defender, and you know what? Thank you, Raiders. You helped me win a week of fantasy football that I did not deserve to win.
How come I don't get that?
How come I don't get some? And here's the funny thing. The reason I laugh so hard about that is Trajan's score alone would have won probably 4 of any other games in fantasy this week. How much did your opponent have again? 187?
187.
Good God.
Chase, nothing all year, goes off for 52 points.
He was due. To be fair, he was due.
Yeah, on my week.
Of course, on your week, exactly. It almost felt personal, I can only imagine, right?
This whole season feels personal. Everything about this season feels personal.
Fair enough. All right. Oh, man. Well, what an episode this was. This might be my personal favorite episode, just to how much fun it was talking about these last few games. But isn't that what football's all about, having fun? Isn't that what it is at the end of the day? Speaking of fun, this game that's coming up tonight should be a lot of fun. The Kansas City Chiefs at home, short week, taking on the Denver Broncos. Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. Whew, we got the best team record-wise in the AFC versus the worst team record-wise in the AFC. But hey, as we say every time, it's division rivals. Division rivals always play each other the hardest. So let's hope that Kansas City isn't overlooking their opponent.
Would you care to make a bet?
No, because you're on a bye week, so you get off scot-free.
Because I'm going to bet that Denver beats you guys this week.
This week. See, I figured it would be at Denver. I
think coming off of that bad loss, maybe Sean Payton has enough magic in him that you guys overlook this team. This is their Super Bowl. Because if Sean Payton could say, hey, we swept the Chiefs this year, that'd probably be a win for Denver.
And he'll be re-signed to a 5-year deal. Son of a gun, you might be onto something here.
So I do a lunch bet that the Denver Broncos beat the Chiefs. The 1-4 Denver Broncos beat the 4-1 Chiefs.
And we're betting a lunch on this one.
betting a lunch.
Okay, very good. Because you're 0-1 on the dinner bet. But yeah, there we go. Yeah. So yes, I will take that bet for the lunch bet. We'll see how that goes. But as we mentioned, the Pittsburgh Steelers have the bye week this week. Who is the opponent after the bye week?
We got the Rams.
Got the Rams. Ram-a-lam. Alrighty. Okay.
The Cooper Cup Rams then.
There you go. The Matt Stafford Rams.
Yeah.
The Puka Nakua Rams.
We'll see.
The two high-flying offenses. I'm kidding.
Hey, we scored a touchdown.
You did. When it mattered most, you got a touch. You got a touchdown. All righty. Well, that is our show this week. Everyone, leave your comments down below. What was your favorite moment of week 5? Because boy, there sure were a lot of them. It was a fun week of football. Every game had something to add, had something to talk about. Boy, week 6 is gonna be fun, isn't it?
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. All right. Well, let us know down below. What are your predictions for this coming week? Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like it. Tell all your friends. So not going to lie, when I saw that, I thought it said Dem Boys win.
Dem Boys win.
I bet Dem Boys want to win really bad, too.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Cut the tape. Let's go get a beer. Let's have some fun.
Let's do that.
All right, get out of here, folks. We'll see you next week.